Hey, and welcome back to Reggie's Tavern, where the drinks are stiff and the opinions are stiffer. Today, we're talking about a game that's as flat as a week old pint. Concord is a game so bad that even the developers are lashing out at their own audience. Grab a drink, folks, because this is going to be a rough one. So, Concord is developed by a company called Firewalk Studios, and it was supposed to be the next big thing. After 8 long years in development, you'd think they'd cook up something special. Instead, what we got was a disaster of the most intergalactic proportions. The game launched with less than 700 players, a number so low that even the most obscure indie game would laugh at it. So, let's talk about the game itself. Uninteresting characters that make you question why anyone would ever want to play them. The gameplay? Well, it's about as engaging as watching paint dry, so it's no wonder no one wanted to pick it up.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
And it's not just the players who notice. Critics have been tearing this game apart, calling it dead on arrival, and to be honest, I can't say I disagree. Let's talk about the so-called characters in Concord, if you can even call them that. These characters are as uninspiring as they these characters are as uninspiring as they come. Even with 8 years of development, they are completely forgettable. Right. Let me make sure I get the pronouns right before the alphabet mafia gets me. You have the genderqueer, walking, talking, alien mushroom called Lark, the they, them with the see-through bucket on their head called Devere's, a literal walking trash can, and what I can only describe as a cross between an Imperial Guard soldier and an NFL player's padding smashed together. It's like they threw a bunch of random elements together and hoped something would stick. And can we talk about how strange they look? I'm not sure if the goal was to make them relatable, but with these character design choices, I can't say I'm much of a fan. The lackluster abilities feel like an afterthought and have no real sense of personality. It's almost like the devs spent more time figuring out which pronouns to give the characters than actually develop them into anything worth caring about.
What is this crap?
I mean, when your character pronouns are more developed than their actual backstories or abilities, you've got a problem. You can't just slap a label on something and expect us to be interested. Where's the character growth, the motivation, the reason we should care about playing them at all? Instead, we're left with a roster of flat, dull avatars that make you wonder if the team behind Concord even tried.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Might be thinking, surely a game that spent 8 years in development would at least have some depth, right? Wrong. Concord fell victim to what I like to call DEI disasters, focusing so much on ticking diversity boxes that they forget to make a game that anyone would actually want to play. Look, inclusion is important, of course, but if your game's characters are more like cardboard cutouts than compelling personalities, you've kind of missed the point entirely.
I'd rather watch paint dry.
And after 8 years, I mean 8 years of development, you'd think someone would have asked, hey, maybe this could be a lot better. Maybe this could be a lot more interesting. But no, it's as if the entire team was asleep at the wheel. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse,
Wait, what?
the developers hit us with the classic, if you don't like it, then don't play it. As if that's some sort of winning argument. Newsflash, Firewalk, telling your potential customers to walk away isn't exactly a sound business strategy. It's like a bartender telling you to leave the bar if you don't like the drink. It's not exactly how you build a loyal customer base, is it?
Get out right now! I'm Security!
But wait, it gets better. Or worse, depending on how you look at it. In a surprising or maybe not so surprisingly move, Concord decided to quietly remove the LGBTQ plus tag on its. Yep, the very community they initially hoped to target. Now, some might call this a sellout move. Imagine positioning your game as a beacon of inclusivity. only to backpedal faster than a YouTuber caught in a scandal. Have they betrayed the LGBTQ plus community by not standing firm with their beliefs? It's almost as if they were like, hey, if you don't like it, don't play it, and then freaked out when the love didn't come flooding in from the same crowd. Seriously, talk about trying to play both sides and failing miserably at it.
You're the reason this species is a failure, and it makes me angry.
So let's say Concord had stood by their original stance and kept the tag and fully supported the LGBTQ plus community. Would that have made the difference? Hypothetically, maybe they could have salvaged some respect, even if the game itself was a train wreck. But alas, they couldn't even stand by what they claimed to believe in. And here's the kicker, the LGBTQ plus community didn't exactly rally behind Concord either. So, was this all a failed marketing ploy? It seems like it. And here's where it gets really juicy.
Oh yeah, that's some good juice.
Firewalk Studios didn't just drop the ball with this game, they dropped the ball and kicked it down the street and then blamed everyone else for their failure.
I apologize for nothing.
And after the game flopped, they called the players and critics talentless freaks. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but insulting the very people who are supposed to buy your game doesn't seem like the best strategy. And to add insult to injury, this disaster of a game comes with a price tag of 35 quid. That's $40 for our American friends.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
For that kind of money, I was expecting a 5-star experience, not something that feels like it was cobbled together over a long weekend. So where does that leave Concord? In a graveyard of games that could have been. The player base is non-existent, the reviews are abysmal, and the developers have all but given up on trying to salvage their reputation. After 8 years, this game isn't just dead, it's buried 6 feet under. At the end of the day, Concord is a lesson of what not to do. You can't spend 8 years making a game and forget to make it fun. You can't alienate your audience and expect them to stick around. And most importantly, you can't substitute real substance with surface level diversity and hope it will carry the game. Here's hoping the industry learns from this, because if not, we're going to see a lot more Concords in the future and nobody wants that. So cheers to better games, folks. Let's hope the next round is a little less bitter.